Hayley, what's up?
Hi.
How's it going?
Good to be here.
Thanks for coming.
No problem. I'm honored. Flattered.
It's not that fancy.
I feel like it's fancy. I like it.
Really?
Still flattered, yes.
I don't think that you should. There's a half-naked prince staring at us. That's like the opposite of fancy.
I kind of like that.
It's fancy, but it's not. It's like dirty fancy.
I actually just did a shoot like that last night.
With Prince?
No, in a bathtub with tiles in the background.
Oh,
there wasn't
nice.
a cross though. That probably would have been cool.
Yeah. That's always bathtubs and crosses, you know.
There's a little less hair too, but.
That many like G-strings?
No.
No. Less
Yes.
nipples, I'm guessing too,
No.
probably. Not less nipples?
No.
More nipples?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Less hair, more nipples. I like it. It's a good way to be.
Yeah.
So, how long you been doing photography?
Probably since I was about 14, and I'm 27 now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah, I I feel really artistic in my mind and come up with all of these ideas, and I suck at everything, like drawing and painting and everything else. And so
It's hard.
yeah, I agree. And it's really frustrating to have something in your mind and not be able to express it at all, like artistically. So one day, all of my friends, they could draw, and they invited me to this website called DeviantArt. And yeah, rip DeviantArt. It's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, that was
It's
the jam back in the day.
Yeah, it's basically just pornography now, which, I mean, that's fine, but...
Yeah, a lot of those community, like, sites, that's pretty much the route they've gone.
Yeah, I think it's because they've just kind of, like, lost moderators as time, went on, and, people got lives and couldn't afford to work for free, so then it just kind of went to the wolves. I mean, there's still good content on there, but it makes me sad that, if you post something, like, you won't get any kind of interaction with anyone or critiques. But, yeah. So I noticed people on there were doing photography, and I was like, oh, I never thought of that before. So I started taking pictures of cats, and there you go.
Of cats?
Yes, of cats.
Your cats?
Yes, our friendly neighborhood cats also. We
Nice.
And I used to live in a small town, and people would just like drop these cats off all the time, and I would see them, and of course, oh, cats. And so I would feed them, and then, they would have kittens, and, we tried to spay them all, but, it's fine. Yeah.
Sure.
So basically just took pictures of cats.
Cats and bunnies, man. They'll get out of hand.
Yeah.
Quick.
Never had any bunnies. The cats ate the bunnies. But...
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Those guys are going bananas. Who knows what that's about? So that's how you got into it?
Yeah, basically.
And just dug it, huh?
Yeah, from there, I had little neighbors, and the mom was like, oh, I can't afford to get my kids' pictures taken, and so I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. So that's pretty much how I started out, and I learned that, I like taking pictures of people, and yeah.
Is that what you mostly take pictures of now?
Yeah, for the most part. I don't really have a lot of time or funds to travel a lot, so I mostly, try to express as much as I can with people, and I feel like it's easier to do if you can find some creatives that also would like to create art.
So you just try to get as artistic as possible with whatever's going down?
Usually, I usually try to find people, or people will find me, usually via like Facebook or Instagram or the internet or whatever, and either they or I will be like, oh, I like your look, or I like your photography, I like to shoot, and then, sometimes it doesn't work out because they're not artistic at all and they just want, sexy photos of themselves, but even that's still fun, Sure. But then... you meet,
a la Prince.
yeah, a la Prince. And then sometimes you meet creatives that you really love working with that really want to like go all out, and which is how we met. Me. So, but yeah, so that's my favorite part.
Nice. Which one of these shoots have been your favorite so far?
Probably one of my most recent ones with my really good friend Kaylee. We actually went to Denver. And
Actually, I'm going to move this with you.
sorry.
I don't think any of those guys can hear you.
With my friend Kaylee, we actually went to Denver a few months ago and drove down to the sand dunes, which was like 4 or 5 hours. But she's very, very talented, and we really get along. And that was just super fun for me because I do love traveling, and for some reason, I really love the desert.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like specifically?
Yeah. I really love Arizona, and I had no idea actually that there were any kind of sand dunes in Colorado. Until I honestly found some cheap plane tickets, and I was like, hey, do you want to go shoot there? No matter what we do, you just want to go shoot? And I started researching, and there are sand dunes. So I was super stoked about that and knew that I definitely wanted to go.
Nice.
Go down there.
Colorado's a cool place.
Yeah, it really is. You can,
What part of those dunes in?
We traveled, I believe, it was 4 hours south of Denver. Yeah, I don't know. I followed my GPS.
How did you find out about them?
Google. I was literally most photogenic places in Colorado, or
okay,
yeah. And so those are the Great Sand Dunes. They're called the Great Sand Dunes in Colorado. And
cool.
So yeah,
cool.
Yeah, Colorado's a really cool place. I'll probably go back. You can go up and be in the Rockies, and there's snow everywhere, and you can ski, or you can literally just drive 4 hours the opposite direction and be in a desert.
Yeah, my one of my good friends, he lives in Denver. He's been up there, I don't know, about 5 years now, 6 years, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he really likes it.
Yeah, it's very diverse.
Yeah,
so.
There's a huge population boom ever since the whole marijuana thing there,
Yeah.
That's where everybody's kind of gravitating towards now.
Yeah, I was really really surprised at how easily accessible marijuana is up there. I've just never been. Yeah, I've never been to Colorado or anything, and you can just walk in, grab some, and then leave.
Yeah.
It's just really unusual, you go from Arkansas where you can't even buy alcohol on Sunday or or at all in my county, and
a lot of places
to Denver where you can just walk downtown Denver, and then you're like, oh, a store that sells marijuana. You can just walk in and buy it and leave, and no questions asked. They just want to know if you're 18 or not.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah,
have a good time.
It's really cool. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
It's definitely helped that state and that city specifically a lot, though. All that money, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's just a matter of time before it's just legal everywhere. There's just too much money in it now.
Yeah, I really hope so, because I'm all for recreational use also, but I mean, it really can help people,
Yeah.
My mom is pretty ill, and I think that, if it were easily accessible or whatever, it could really help her. And I have a lot of friends that have, mental, illnesses or problems, and I think it could really improve their quality of life if it was accessible and not outrageously priced.
Yeah. Yeah, it's surprising at how helpful it is to people. Surprising to me. Especially, it's been around forever,
Yeah.
And then no one really even paid it too much attention until recently, as far as the medicinal benefits of it, But yeah, it's pretty great. But yeah, these pictures are rad too.
Thanks.
What are some places you like to shoot around here?
Honestly, a lot of my photos are taken in very odd places. One of my favorite things to do that makes me feel good about the photos.
Sorry. Like 6 inches or so.
She might need it locked up.
Yeah.
Here, let me tighten that thing up for you. Let me help you out. This guy.
We're just trying to lock a mic in. Naturally.
This guy. Try that. There we go. Those springs in it are sometimes not so great. Is that better?
That is perfect.
Maybe that'll hold a little better for you.
Yeah. I'll give it a little support. Yeah, one of my favorite things to do are find really random places, in the woods, or even I've stopped on the side of the freeway before, as dangerous as that is, and taken pictures, because they're like pretty flowers there. So, but I like doing that. Like, you'll have no idea that it's in such an ugly location. And I like making ugly locations look pretty, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see how that would be like a pretty rad thing to do, you know? Something that you can really, especially express yourself artistically in that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've always found strange about photos, is because it's crazy how, I'm trying to think of the best way to articulate what I'm trying to say, that it can be something completely different, something you're not even really looking at, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Like when you see a picture of something, you're like, oh man, that's cool, but then when you're at the place, you're like, that is not at all what I had seen in that picture, you know what I mean? Or vice versa even. And that's pretty amazing to me.
I mean, people think that, you know, you can just pick up a camera and, you know, take photos and be, you know, a professional or be, you know, talented or whatever. I realize that's a subjective word, but there's really a lot more put into it. You know, you have to find people that, you know, you click with, and then also I like to find out, like, what they're into. Like, what do they like? You know, do they like to shoot in lingerie? Or do they like to take emotional portraits? Or do they like to, you know, be really artsy with it and, you know, really dark or really vibrant, you know? And then I kind of go based on that. Like, I have my own personal style, but I also really like to try to hone in on, you know, the actual model or whoever I'm shooting portraits of, because I think that's important to show that, not rawness, but like it's not disingenuous.
I gotcha.
You know? It's fun to play a part, but I also want to show who that person really is, and I feel like that makes a difference.
How do you do you take that into consideration when you find a spot you want to shoot? Like, do you try to find a person to fit that, or do you just kind of roll with it and just try to make it all work together in the end? What's your process like in that?
So I really do like nature, and I used to spend a lot of time just kind of traveling around and like looking at things and looking at different locations. And but oftentimes I will find the person first, and then I'll kind of go back into the backlog of my memory and try to think of a location. But usually if I come up with a shoot idea, or we come up with a shoot idea, I kind of have in my mind what kind of, you know, surroundings I want. And so if I don't already have something in my mind, I'll usually just go out and randomly just try to find it, just by wasting lots of gas. Honestly.
Sometimes that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
We did a little like quick little promo shoot for some of the shirts we had one time.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what we did. We just kind of wandered around a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, really anything can be a good background, you know, especially if you're having something that you're trying to focus on, like, you know, the shirts.
Yeah.
I've literally used the side of my school building before when I was a teenager, and, you know, you just work with what you have.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Where's your favorite spots around here, like, specifically?
I mean, it's a little bit of a drive, but I like Petit Jean Mountain, and I like Burns Park, just because it's kind of vast, and no matter what you want to shoot, you can kind of get away from people, and, you know, there's water and trees, but yeah, and I like downtown areas too, usually, just because there's usually, like, you know, arts and pretty colors and things that you can incorporate, but yeah.
I'm always for a long time, I never thought about all the stuff that was around, especially, like, art-wise, stuff like that, like, here locally. And I'm always really surprised, like, when I look for it, what all I can find.
Yeah, and if you're really thinking about, like, if you have something in your mind that doesn't involve, like, a really large field of view, it's really crazy, like, what you can create. Like, I have this photo of this girl in some yellow flowers, and it looks like she's in this vast field, or to me it looks like she's in a vast field, but really it's the flowers just span the frame, but that's it. But it looks like she's in this, you know, beautiful, you know, garden of sunflowers or whatever it is. And then I have another one where, you know, that's on the side of the road with flowers. She's just smelling them, but, you know, you'd never know. To me, I wouldn't think you know, but yeah, that's on the side of a road.
Nice. Yeah, you can't tell.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
that's the cool thing about pictures. Like, you get what's in the frame.
there's a spot in Conway, and it's in downtown somewhere, and it's just a brick wall, but it's obviously been redone over and over, like 5 or 6 times. And in a bunch of places it's chipped, and so it all looks different, but it all spans this one wall that's like 20 feet, and you can literally start at one end and then move your model, and it looks like you're in different places because it, you know, all the different, you know, layers have chipped away. So
that's crazy.
I mean, it's really easy if you just, you know, start, and it's easy to find locations. I think that honestly I try to focus mostly on the model in a lot of my photos, I think, trying to be reflective. But I mean, obviously location is important, but I think in most of my photos, location is not the biggest draw in. I think it's the models.
Is there a reason you prefer to focus on like people and models and things like that as opposed to other forms of photography?
I really like nature photography, but it's very saturated. I mean, all photography is saturated, but if you are put with, like say on Petit Jean Mountain, on one of the most popular spots, you can have 5 photographers there, and they can be professional or newbies, you know, and they will all take the exact same picture that you've taken. And so to me, that's like, I don't know, I want to create something different. And to me, humans are completely different. Like my friend Hayley, she's literally done, probably 100, 150 photo shoots. But I feel like the pictures that we do are different because of the way that, you know, we act around each other and how we make each other feel and we get along and stuff. And so I feel like people are more diverse, I guess.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can see that. Especially, I mean, you can only get so much of a landscape, right?
Right.
It is
and
what it is at the end of the day.
And not knocking that. Like I said, I love nature photography. It's just that it doesn't fulfill me as much because I feel like I don't get something unique out of it.
Yeah. I never really thought about it that way. That does make sense, though.
This is very reflective. I can't honestly say that I've not really thought about this either. But hey, I'm learning a lot about myself. Thanks for this.
We all are now. Do you find that there's more work in the pre, during, or in the post?
Probably in post.
Yeah.
On my shoots, honestly, I like to hang out. Like, that is my goal. I just want to hang out. I want to have fun. I want to be chill. I don't want to be like, hey, turn like this and go over here and do this. And, you know, that's why I don't spend a lot of time, like, setting up lights all the time. Like, I can use lights, and I do sometimes, but they're a hassle, and they kind of, like, throw off the flow. Like, I want people to be comfortable. I want them to just, you know, be themselves and be chill. And so, honestly, shoots don't really last that long. And if they do, it's because we're spending so much time, like, messing around, having fun.
Just more time hanging out.
Yeah, and so post is honestly when I start being kind of hard on myself. And it takes me a very long time to go through and figure out, you know, what photos I deem worth posting and for the other person to have for their portfolio.
Sure. Art's tough.
Oh, yeah, I know. So tough. Yeah, and yeah.
I think I know a lot of people that do photography, some more than others and some a lot better than others. But I was always so surprised at like how much post goes into that. I think a lot of people just getting into it or just starting out or not even in it at all don't realize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they think it's a lot of just point and click.
Bro, Photoshop's hard, man.
Oh, Photoshop's really hard.
Photoshop is hard. And honestly, the only reason I've gotten proficient at it is because I've been doing it since I was, 14. And so But I mean, obviously I edit my photos, but I try not to do a lot of skin work. I try to not remove people's like texture of their skin, you know? And I absolutely refuse 100% to alter people's bodies.
True.
I mean, like, on it, like, obviously, if you're in a certain position, like, you might have, like, a little, like, skin roll or something. And, you know, I might fix that. But as far as, you know, I've had models say before the shoot, you know, they have A's and want, you know, double D boobs. And I'm not down for that.
Yeah.
Like, sure, I can do it, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was for, like, some sort of, I don't know, like some sort of like really paid work that I could distance myself from and not really be like related to it, you know, like I wouldn't put my watermark on it or anything. I don't know. I don't see any sense for that. I shoot all types of models of all different sizes, and I'm just not down with the whole.
Yeah, the fake.
Yeah, adjusting people's bodies crazily.
Yeah.
I will never do anything in a photo that can't be achieved with makeup. That's kind of what I go by.
Okay.
I, of course, remove blemishes and stuff, but, you know, I find myself, like, fixing people's makeup a lot.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah, makeup looks completely different in photos, usually, than it does in real life. And, of course, if, you know, they're in water, like in several of my photos, you know, stuff runs and things. But, honestly, post doesn't take me that long. It's just deciding what I want to do with it.
Is that trickier to do, fix people's makeup and stuff in an editing form like that than it is in real life? I would imagine that you would need some kind of... if I was trying to fix somebody's makeup, I would not even know where to start.
Yeah. I mean, I think it helps that I'm a girl, and I do have, believe it or not, I do have, like, some makeup background. I just choose not to use it on myself. And so I think that it helps that I kind of know, like, contour, like, where, you know, your face needs to be contoured and things like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, no, I usually, unless it's crazy, I prefer to fix it in post, just because, like I was saying earlier about, like, the flow of things. You know, if we're laying in water and she's in like the perfect position, you know, I don't want to be like, oh, hold on, BRB, gotta grab a makeup wipe so you can fix your face, you know, because she may never make that face again, you know, and I could miss that perfect shot. So to me, it's worth it to spend, you know, 20 or 30 minutes fixing it later. Usually I release maybe 6 photos from a shoot, unless it's for something specific, you know, and so I really spend all of my time on those photos, and so it takes a long time, but it's not like I'm trying to edit, you know, 200 photos like that. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that helps out a lot.
Yeah.
What are you shooting with?
Right now I'm actually shooting with a Canon RP, which is a mirrorless camera.
Boop boop, Canon.
Canon, yes. Canon for life. That's what I started out with.
Yes.
Always. Yes.
That's
always.
what these guys are.
Yeah. Very happy.
They're definitely the fanciest cameras I've ever had.
Yes. Canon for the win. It's funny because the camera I'm using right now is actually looked down upon by a lot of the professional photographers, and so, you know.
Why is that?
Because it's like the cheaper alternative, or, you know, it's not as good as blah blah blah. But to me, I mean, tools obviously help, but
Sure.
I mean, I guarantee you I could go out with an iPhone and do almost the exact same thing with an iPhone that I've done with my camera.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe not printed. It couldn't be printed as largely. But yeah, it can be similar. I've actually thought about, I meant to do it yesterday, but I was very distracted. Doing an iPhone photo in the middle of my shoots, and just to show people, because I've had, you know, people say it's all about, you know, oh, well, if I had $10,000 worth of equipment, I could do exactly what you do,
Sure.
you know? And
Sure.
My favorite thing to say to that is, okay, well, you know, your oven really makes good food. You know, like, to me, that equates to that, you know. Your oven is a very good chef.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think that's the case in a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess there are tools that are better than others. I know when I was looking at these cameras, and trying to figure out what I was going to use and what I wanted, there was like a billion different options
Yeah.
And everyone was like, this is the one to do. Nope, it's this one. Nope, it's this one. And I was like, oh my God. Jesus Christ.
It's really hard, you know, and everyone's going to have a different opinion. Everybody's going to have, you know, what's more important to them. I literally just started researching and was like, all right, I'm frustrated. I'm just going to buy this one.
Yeah.
So I bought that one, and then I bought a decent lens, and, you know, I learned what I liked and what I didn't like about it, and then when I could afford to upgrade, I made sure the next thing I got had it. But like I said, most cameras nowadays, especially, you know, they all have basically the same technology.
Yeah.
And even the cheaper versions, like I said, I have a cheaper camera, you know, that a lot of professionals look down on, but, you know, I still do, you know, it produces decent quality work. So
what are some of the things you look for when you're looking at cameras?
Well, right now I actually got this camera because it has a really cool functionality where you can look through the actual viewfinder, and it gives you a preview of what the photo is going to look like before you take the pictures. So I can hold it up to my face and then change the settings while it's on my face. You know, I can move around and stuff, and it will, like, for instance, if I like lower the shutter speed or up the aperture or whatever, it'll show me a preview of what it's going to look like as I'm looking through the viewfinder. It's like electronic. It's pretty cool. Not needed, but super cool. Like, I don't have to have it. It's neat. Yeah. Yeah, and
I would imagine that would make things a little easier, kind of narrow, you know.
Yeah.
Give you a better idea of what especially for someone if they're just starting out, if they were, you know.
Yeah.
That would be helpful, I'm sure.
But honestly, almost all cameras that they come out with have the ability to go into manual mode, which is the most important, to be able to control every aspect of the photo. So really, it's, you know, find the one you think looks coolest and try it out. pick your random brand and go for it. I say I love Canon and stuff, but really Nikon has the same stuff. Sony has the same stuff. Yeah. You know, Sony may come out with something cooler or more advanced, but it's only a matter of time before the other brand finds something, you know, finds a way to come out with the exact same thing.
Yeah, just catches up.
Yeah, so, I mean, there are brand wars all the time, but, I mean, I really don't believe in that. I'm just loyal because, you know.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
It was Square A.
Yeah. It was Square A, so now it's Square, you know, F.
I mean, that's definitely one of the more popular ones. One of the more popular brands, so I could see that. So, besides photography, what else are you into? What do you do with your free time?
I don't have a lot of free time. But when I do, I really like Nintendo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Old stuff, new stuff?
Both. I have a Switch.
Yeah.
So I play, you know, the old school, you know, Mario and things like that, but I also play Spyro, and I'm very stoked about Animal Crossing that's coming out. Yeah. I'm so excited. Yes. I could cry.
Yeah, she's been talking about it for like months now.
Yeah, I really think that I'm going to take like 2 days off of work when it comes out and just disappear. Yeah. Like I'm going to just like surround myself with food and drink in my bed with my animals and just play Animal Crossing New Horizons for 2 days straight.
Yeah. What? So I've never played Animal Crossing.
It's very leisurely, and it's constantly changing. Every day you basically check in and you take care of all of your animals and you build up your town, and you can catch fish, and I don't know. I'm making it sound very not interesting, but it's so nice.
It doesn't sound interesting when you describe it anyway, because it's just like, well, I shake trees and
money falls out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can hit this rock with a shovel and I get money.
And gemstones. Yeah. And there's not really an objective. You just do it.
Yeah, it's very like you can pick up and play. Like if I were to pick up, like it was on the 3DS before, and if I picked it up right now, I could start playing again. It never ends, and you know sometimes they come out with like I think with the 3DS they came up with an update for it, and like more things released. But there's like we're not sure like what exactly is going to be in like the newest one, but in the previous ones there was like a museum, and you could submit all of the
you collect
bugs
and
fossils and things, and you can decorate your house, and you know, and people can like come and see, like different players can come in and see your house and like what all of you like that you've done and stuff. Wow, this sounds really boring, but it's so fun. It's my favorite. It's very chill. I think that's what it is. It's very, very chill.
Yeah. See, I've watched her play it a little bit, and I'm always like, I don't understand what the point of this game is.
There is no point. There really isn't a point. You give it a point, and then it's your game. That's it. And
you can like make the villagers angry, and like make them move out of your town. And
every single time they threaten to leave, I'm like, well, good riddance to you. Like, you're not important.
They'll send you on little adventures. They'll be like, I need this sea bass. And so then you have to like
yeah, something really lame. They're like, can you help me pick out a new couch for my house that you're actually paying for with your own bells so I can have it in my own house and you can't have it? Thanks. And for an exchange, I'll give you a shirt.
I had a fossil one time. It was like one of the skulls, so it's worth like 10,000 bells. And this guy was like, I'll trade you this pitfall seed.
Yes. It's just like,
worth like 5.
The lamest.
We're speaking a different language. I apologize.
I'm not following any of this.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not following any of this at all. I'm very confused at the whole thing.
Okay.
But
back to normalcy.
What
your
else?
sign says "Let's get weird."
Yeah.
So
you want to get weird?
You invited this.
Yeah. I mean,
you invited this Animal Crossing talk.
It's not weird. I just don't understand it. That's all. That's not a weird one. There's way weirder things for sure. What else you playing? Besides the new Animal Crossing soon enough.
Spyro, Classic Mario, Zelda.
Yeah, you like the new one? The newest one? Yeah,
I'm a really big fan of open world games. They also have like Resident Evil and stuff, but I haven't gotten a chance to play that yet because I don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah.
So
a lot of those are a big investment too, like Breath of the Wild. That one I don't even think I've seen half of what that game's got in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's huge. I have friends that have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of that game, and then you know they release a DLC pack that opens up like 200 more things to do. So, but I mean, I think that's cool too because you're paying. I think when it came out, wasn't it like at least $70? It was pretty expensive.
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was like $70, and so that's a big investment. But I think that's really cool that you can get 500 hours out of a game that you spent.
Yeah, it's a chunk for
$60
sure.
to $70 for.
You could go a while on that one.
Yeah.
And not see the same shit. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I've barely scratched the surface. I think I have like 80 hours or something, and I barely.
I think they got another one of those coming at the end of the year.
Yeah, I saw that on one of the release.
That one will be kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
Pretty interested to see where they take it, because this was to me it was a weird story. Did you play that one, the new Link's Awakening?
No, I haven't. My best friend is a huge Nintendo person, and he doesn't really have like any obligation, so he basically spends his extra money on Nintendo paraphernalia. Mm-hmm. Almost exclusively. So he gets everything new that comes out, so I'm fortunate enough to get to see everything in action without actually having to pay for anything.
Nice. That's the way to
do
it.
So I've seen him play it, and it looks really fun. It looks more like an adaptation of the original, just with really like kawaii-esque graphics.
Yeah, it is.
So it looks really cute.
My I did play that one, and I beat the fuck out of it. It was very enjoyable, but it's such a old. The game itself is so old, and it was on such an old system that it's so short.
Yeah.
So like once you go through it, you're like, oh well, fuck, that was it.
That's it. Yeah, especially with Breath of the Wild. If you play Breath of the Wild, you're like, wow, like I have 80 hours on that game, and if it took me 5 hours to beat Link's Awakening, I feel like, oh.
Exactly. Like I'm kind of robbed here.
Yeah, this costs the same amount of money.
Yeah.
It gave me 0.01% of the playtime. Who knows? Maybe they'll come out with some sort of like expansion or something. I'm not really sure.
I think there's like a dungeon maker in it that I think they want you to like pour your time into, but it's
kind of like
lame.
Mario Maker, sort of,
but not as like
in depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very weak version. It's kind of lame. Definitely my least favorite part about the game, actually. But other than that, it was pretty cool. But yeah, I like the Switch. That's a good system.
I really love it too.
I'm glad that Nintendo like got more out of like the novelty, like the Wii, the Wii U. Like, you guys kind of went the wrong direction there. I feel like.
They really needed a system that was handheld and capable. Like the 3DS was awesome, but I mean, obviously the capabilities of the 3DS were not anything compared to the Switch. So I really loved Switch, and I kind of hope that they stick with that option. You know, even in newer models, I hope they kind of stay kind of the same. I think it's a good size, even the new Switch Lites.
Yeah, I really love the portability. Like, grab that shit and roll, man.
Yeah, and it's but I also like the ability to play on the TV too. Like I hardly ever play on the TV because I'm usually out and about when I'm playing the Switch, or like curled up somewhere, don't want to get up and put it on the TV. But like, for instance, my stepdaughter, she loves to play on the TV because she likes to see Link all big and bad.
Yeah. Like,
she wants everybody to see her murder the bokoblins and stuff.
I like that feeling of the TV, but then like back when I first got mine, when Breath of the Wild came out, I was like, oh shit, I gotta get my oil changed. And I'm like, I'm gonna sit there for like an hour. And, I'll just take this with me.
Yeah.
It was
I
great.
love it, and it's able to play games that are very advanced, like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So I think that's convenient.
Yeah, most definitely. So what else, what do you do when you're not free time then?
Well, I work a lot. I have a full-time job. I work at a college, and then I also go to college full-time, and then I have a couple part-time jobs. So I stay pretty busy, on that grind.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of those myself.
Yeah, so.
Keeps the bills paid, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And sometimes it's better not to have a whole lot of time, I've found.
I guess. I don't know. It's kind of funny. My fiance and I kind of got this wild hair, and we want to kind of try to make a bunch of money and then move to Costa Rica in like 10 years.
Yeah? Yeah. Why Costa Rica?
We've just done some research on it. We really want to just kind of get out of the U.S., just, be expats for a while. And apparently Costa Rica is super chill. I mean, everywhere has their problems, but,
Sure.
It's just super chill, and you don't have to kill yourself working, and things are pretty cheap, and you just have more time to live and be alive rather than working yourself to death. So, I don't know. Sounds nice. Yeah. We may visit and hate it, but,
Yeah.
I think that's the goal. 10 years, Costa Rica, maybe.
I haven't been to Costa Rica, but I imagine it's pretty cool. Tropical environment,
Yeah.
I got the, can't get rid of all these bubbles in my chest now. Yeah, what kind of things you looking at in Costa Rica? Like, what, you guys got a plan already? You got a plan in action?
No, it's
or just a pipe dream?
Yeah, it's kind of a pipe dream. It's kind of a wild idea. We definitely plan to move out, at least out of the state pretty far, in the next 7 or 8 years. So, yeah, basically just want to, I think there would be more opportunity for me to do photos and stuff. And right now I'm actually in school for environmental science and biology. So, I kind of what I plan to do is use my photography, aside for the things that I love to do, like shooting models, maybe underwater photography of like marine life and coral reefs and stuff, and then write papers and things like that to bring awareness to things.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
Not to be all, hippie.
Do you
hippie-dippy, but save the ocean.
Yeah.
Save the ocean.
Yeah, it needs it.
It's dying.
Yeah, quickly. Have you done a lot of underwater photography?
No, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
The underwater casings, like the really, really good ones that I would want to use because I'm horrified of my camera drowning, are like, can be $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 just for the little case that goes around it. So
yeah.
I haven't done a lot. People are like, oh, just put it in a Ziploc bag. It'll be fine.
No, that's not how water works.
Yeah, that's not how water works. That's not how Ziploc bags work. No, I haven't done a lot of it, but I plan to experiment a little bit with it. I know a couple people that have pools, and so I think it would be cool to, I have like a cheap camera. That was one of my first cameras, and that isn't worth a lot of money right now. So I may try to do some like life hacking, and try to see if I can figure out something that like might sort of work, Yeah. But like I said, it's not about the equipment, so I think I can maybe come up with some pretty cool stuff, underwater photos with even a crappy camera.
I did a lot of one of my friends. It's been a while since we've gone, but for a while there, a good little stretch, we were doing a lot of kayaking, and I bought a GoPro for that.
Oh yeah.
And that was fantastic.
Yeah, I may do that too.
He went to the beach one year, and he took it down there and took a lot of pictures down there in the ocean. And nothing deep, of course, but it worked out really well for him. He had, just with his family, they had a good time.
Yeah.
Even something that simple, but
those GoPros are really cool. I've honestly never even touched one.
Really?
But yeah, I follow several people on social media that travel around with GoPros and stuff. And attach them to their drones and then dive into the ocean with them and stuff. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
There's a few things I don't like about them. The ones now, I think they're on like the 11 or something at this point. But I think the one I have is 8, and the battery lasts like half an hour.
Oh,
it's terrible.
I think my only problem is I'm used to being able to control all of the settings, and I feel like with a GoPro, I mean, don't quote me on this. I don't know anything about them, but I from my understanding, you can't really control like your shutter speed and your aperture and things like that. And to me, that's really important.
Yeah,
that's a very important thing.
I think they have now more things like more control, and definitely a lot more like preview what you're doing. Mine, I think you can hook my phone up to it and like look through it. Other than that, you're just shooting blind really until after, and then you're like, oh well, that turned out terrible. But is this the latest one?
Yeah, so this is the GoPro Hero 8. Oh my gosh.
Shit, which one do I have?
Oh, that's an interesting crotch shot.
Whoa, that is strange.
I mean, cool, but strange.
How do you even get under someone like that? It's very strange.
Yeah, it looks
These
like...
are 7. What's mine then? Like a 5?
It must be.
That one looks way fancier than mine. Well, look at that one on the right. What is that?
It has an LCD on it.
Yeah.
On the front.
Is that like Link?
Interesting.
Yeah, mine looks kind of like that second one, but it's mine's definitely not 4K. But it looks just like an older version of that. And one other thing that I don't really like about them, a lot of the stuff I was doing wasn't that big a deal, but like with mine, it's basically stuck in fisheye.
Oh.
Everything's shot fisheye.
That's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. It's not so bad when you're just like videoing you rolling down a river on a kayak, but
right.
Like
I imagine it probably has like a fixed lens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of also sucks. Because I mean, you can take a picture. Like I could take a picture of you right now with a fisheye lens, and then take a picture of you in the exact same spot with like a portrait lens, and it would look 1,000% different.
Yeah.
So, I know that's my biggest. There's so many limitations.
Yeah.
On a GoPro.
Yeah.
I think that's why I haven't invested in one. But.
Yeah. There's a lot of good things about them. Like they're so easy to take somewhere. Mm-hmm. You can stick them to anything, anywhere. They do take great video and pretty good photos, but yeah, there's definitely limitations.
But I mean, if you're doing sports and recording yourself, driving a sports car or something,
something quick
like,
on the go.
Yeah, like that's perfect.
If you can get your shot lined up ahead of time,
right?
And you not just shooting blind. I think that was my biggest complaint about it. That and the battery.
Yeah, you would think that they would have a really good battery life.
They're terrible. It's really, really bad. I don't know about the newer ones, And I can't even remember now which one. Mine may be like a 4 or 5. I don't remember. Actually, I'm going to grab it. I think it's like right here.
Okay.
I'm going to grab it real quick.
Yeah. I tried once to use it, and it was really complicated because I like to be able to see. I didn't realize how, like, I mean, I don't know. I guess it just didn't click with me, like, how important having a screen would be until it's, like, the moment where I'm like, I'm going to be really upset if I've been filming for, like, 15 minutes and I'm not even in frame.
To me, it's kind of akin to, like, those old Nokia phones, you know, when you're trying to take a selfie when there's no front and you're trying to, like, hold it like this after you flipped it open and take the picture and you look at it just kind of hoping
and there's
that
nothing
maybe
there.
Yeah, it's like your feet.
You're like, yeah. I couldn't. And then, you know, like, since I have used a camera and you've used a camera, it's, you know, just the beauty and being able to have flexibility with lenses. And,
oh my gosh, yes.
And honestly, the lens kind of makes everything, and if it doesn't have a good lens, then
I can't believe I didn't
over.
make that comment before, but the lens is like a billion times more important than the actual camera body.
Yes, lensing and the light.
That's but like the lenses are just infinitely more important.
I was way off. Mine's a Hero 3.
Oh,
old school.
You're behind.
I'm way behind, man. Actually, it may be dead already.
Did it, like, progressively get a crappier battery? Like, maybe the actual battery needs to be replaced.
No.
Oh, it just has always sucked?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they make them so that they, like, you can just, like, take them out and swap them out. But I guess it's because they are so small. Most of the whole thing is battery.
Well, to be fair, the battery for my camera is looks barely larger than that battery.
Really?
Yeah, and it powers my entire camera. So, I don't know.
Yours is probably a lot better. I can't even get it out. This thing's dead as fuck anyway, but I don't even, it was pretty much pointless to go grab.
Small. But it looks like those webcams that you would get for like $13 at Walmart.
Yeah.
In that little plastic package.
Yeah.
Where you that you would use to chat on the internet back in 19
to people that you shouldn't be chatting with.
Yes. Yeah. Like,
it's slightly better than that.
Oh, the young
Just
internet
slightly.
days.
But I guess I don't know, the cases and the mobility are the big draw.
Yeah. I think that, honestly, if I had I'm waiting for Apple to release a waterproof phone. Like, my best friend has, like, I think a Samsung, and his is waterproof. But I really want a waterproof iPhone to use.
I think they are now, aren't they? Not too deep.
Oh, I don't know. The iPhone 11 maybe, but I have the X or 10 or whatever you call it. And it's not waterproof.
Mine's not either. Mine's busted as fuck. Yeah. So mine's definitely not.
I just had to replace the screen on mine.
Okay, so according to Apple, the devices can withstand a depth of 4 meters for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
What device though?
The
iPhone
XS. XS Max.
4 meters though. That's only 12 feet.
The only problem I have with that is I've dropped my phone like 4,000 times, and when you do that, you can even like have these little like hairline cracks you can't even see with the naked eye. So like if you get it wet, it's gonna go in there.
Yeah.
So that's my only thing. Like out of the box it might be, but like I want it. But I think that would solve my problem. I would probably use my iPhone a lot to do underwater photography, like in pools and stuff, obviously, if I was comfortable with taking it.
In a pool, brand new, never dropped. In a pool, you would be okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah, I thought they were.
But I'm still scared.
I think the 11's can handle a little bit deeper water too.
Probably. It's also got a nicer camera on it too. But
it does have a nicer camera, and it doesn't. Who the fuck's idea was it to have a back glass? That's the worst fucking...
I don't know. I think that they should have been able to make the iPhone indestructible by now. Like, with all of today's technology, I would gladly pay $300 or $400 more for a phone that is indestructible.
Yeah.
Because right now, I've shattered the screen, and when I was there, I bought this giant ass case because I didn't want to have to replace a whole screen again.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, you know, you lose the whole like aesthetic of the phone, which is like the huge draw of the phone.
Yes.
And like I would love to just be able to palm my beautiful phone.
Yeah.
But it has to be in this ugly, bulky case because I'm
Yeah.
incapable.
It doesn't have to be an ugly case.
Well,
it can be a cat case too.
I'm right there with you. Like, I am completely incapable of destroying it because I just destroy everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just what I do for a living.
Yeah. Same.
And she bitches all the time because she's just like, get a case. And then I'm like, then what's the fucking point of having this phone?
Yeah.
Like, if I'll just have an old fucking, like,
I had mine in like
Motorola or
one of those
something.
really skinny, thin cases, you know.
Yeah.
It was actually Animal Crossing one. It's fine. We won't get back on that subject. But anyway, but it didn't have a front protector, so I dropped it.
yeah.
And it
Well,
shattered.
yeah, see,
Just the right way. Dropped
case
it.
on it, it's already making it bigger anyway, and it still breaks.
But my point is, you know, it's, you know, $1,000 for a phone.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Make it indestructible.
Yeah.
Or close to it.
At this point, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's doable.
Yeah, they have those little smart cars. Do you remember? I don't know why I thought of this, but you know those little tiny smart cars that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like the little, like
They're
the
like
little
so
electric
small.
2-seater cars.
Yeah, they're so
Yeah.
tiny. Well, you know, people are always like, "Oh, it's a death trap. It's a death trap." Well, they came out with a commercial for it, and they piled like 2 giant SUVs on top of the frame of that smart car to show that like how strong the materials were.
Yeah.
And why not make an iPhone? Why can't you make an iPhone that can withstand a drop from 3 feet?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's a stupid
Yeah, like one of
correlation,
those
but yeah, one of those little things.
yeah, I'm with you. It's
I still feel like I would definitely kill myself in that. However, the commercial was cool. And I think that that Apple could implement that technology.
the commercial with the stacking.
Yeah, with the 2 SUVs stacked on top of the frame.
Who makes those? That's their own? They're their own. That's their own
Yeah,
company?
apparently they're not sold in the
Yeah, I
U.S.
don't
anymore.
know.
That's what it says.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
It's funny because like the largest people are always the people that I see like getting out of those cars. Like the
Really?
tallest, yeah. Like my best friend's like almost 7 feet tall, and he really wants one.
What are those?
You just fold yourself out.
Are they
I don't get
gas or are they electric?
I think they're electric.
I believe it said it's electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of range do those have? I'm very curious. We have that Tesla.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say, if I was gonna go that route, I would definitely get a Tesla.
Oh man, they're the best.
My only problem is I like to go for long distances most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like I know they have the charging stations and things like that, but
Mm-hmm. You have to plan a little more when you're going on a trip with it. But it's worth it.
yeah, they're beautiful cars.
I really
Yeah,
enjoy it.
Definitely my dream car.
I'm not. We still have a gas vehicle as well. I'm not brave enough to just get rid of it altogether.
Yeah.
But I do. If I got rid of the Tesla, I'd have to get another one for sure, because I really do enjoy it.
Do you guys have like the regular sedan, or do you have an SUV?
The gas or the Tesla?
The Tesla.
It's a Model 3.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the dual motor, so it's not it's all-wheel drive. It's pretty great,
Yeah.
but it's one of the slower vehicles that they make,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so fucking fast.
Yeah.
It's so fast.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 40 miles? Is that real?
That's what it says. Also, it's Mercedes-Benz, by the way.
Mercedes-Benz makes them?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that so? It gets 40 miles. Is that 40 miles a gallon, or is 40 miles per kilowatt hour, or is that?
So
car has a
it looks like it
fuel
says you
tank.
can squeeze out about 350 miles before stopping for gas.
Well, that's
So
that's
it is
not
gas.
that good.
It's gas and electric. Then it's a hybrid.
I'm very confused
Click on
because
that.
40
Yeah.
mpg is not like. I mean, that's a lot, but not that much.
No,
compared
you can do
to
that
some
in
of the
a Prius and
yeah,
have twice
exactly.
the space. And probably cheaper if...
Oh, yeah, infinitely. Weird. Maybe that's why they stopped selling them in the U.S. because they're dumb.
Yeah, right? Smart car fuel and mileage. Let's see. Zoom in a little bit. I need better eyes or a bigger TV.
40 miles per gallon.
Smart cars, dealerships, blah, blah, blah. Excellent gas mileage. 700 pounds.
It only holds 8.7 gallons.
So a lot of them are, hybrids. Fuel tank capacity, 8.7 gallons, 40 miles per gallon. Okay, 40 miles per gallon. 350 miles before you have to get gas.
Isn't there like a Nissan Leaf or something that's fully electric, I think?
Yeah, the Leaf is.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of range it has. Our Tesla has 350 miles on it.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like obviously 40 miles per gallon is a lot of miles per gallon, but I feel like a smart car being so tiny should get way better mileage than that.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, considering how light it is, you would think it would get better than that. But I guess that's the gas. So is there an electric version on what they get? What kind of range they have? 350 miles also is really not that much for something that drives on gasoline.
I think I have about an 11 gallon tank in my Infinity SUV, and it's older. It's like a 2006 to 2007. And it gets about 350. Oh, that says up to 124 city and 94 highway.
2018. So, yeah, okay.
So that would be more worth it.
But is that range? No, that's miles per gallon.
Yeah, miles per gallon.
Okay, yeah, that seems, yeah.
That seems worth it. Okay.
58 mile range on the battery.
Oh.
That's pretty terrible.
Yeah. That wouldn't even be a viable option for me whatsoever.
No. That would be an option for someone who lives in a major US city.
Yeah, that would be a good New York City car.
Even
if
then,
you drove at all.
Yeah, well, even then, you would be paying so much to park it somewhere. And you'd have to, wherever you parked it, you'd have to have an electric hookup as well. So, really, I bet that's not even worthwhile there. That's like I don't know. Not a city that big, but a city way bigger than around here for sure.
If I didn't do anything but go to work in my house, which, I mean, I kind of don't, but besides the rare occasions, but, like, that would be a great car.
Yeah.
That's a good extra car for someone who can afford just a fun commuting car.
I think I was going to get something fun. That's not the one I would choose, though, to be honest with you.
That's fair. But, like, for solely commuting, I might consider that.
See what the 0 to 60 speed on that thing is.
Oh, no.
I bet
5
it's
minutes.
Yeah. I bet it's over 9 seconds.
It doesn't go to 60 miles per hour.
Yeah. 58 top out. That seems about right. 61 horsepower engine. So, yeah, 15 seconds. Holy fuck. That is terrible.
That is awesome.
That is so terrible.
Those are those people that you're screaming at. Like, the on-ramp is for speeding up to 70 miles per hour to get onto the freeway. Those are the people you're screaming at. But I feel kind of bad now because their car literally can't.
Holy shit. Top speed, electronically limited to 84 miles an hour. I go faster than that.
For the driver's safety.
On the daily.
For the safety of the driver.
And the passengers.
That's not so great. That's not so great. You can stack SUVs, multiple SUVs on it, but don't go over 84.
Right. According to the commercial that I saw, that I can't remember when or anything. I don't think I made that up. I think it's real. It's probably on YouTube. But
that thing won't even go fast enough to take you back in the future. You gotta hit 88 for that.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's so sad. I had before we got the Tesla, I had a little Lexus wagon. Basically, all it was a fancy Prius.
Yeah.
My foot is extremely heavy, so I was getting like mid-30s MPG on it.
I mean, that's pretty good still, though, when you consider like A lot of people around here driving SUV, like old Yukons and stuff, get like 13.
Yeah.
My fiance drives an old Sierra, I think, and it gets horrible gas mileage.
Yeah. Our gas vehicle is like a '03, I think, GX. And it gets terrible. Maybe 11.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. But yeah. We balance out because, the other one's all electric.
Yeah.
People think, though, with those electric vehicles, like, you save so much in gas, but really now we're just paying for extra electricity to charge it.
I don't know. I'm one of those people that I kind of think about the apocalypse sometimes. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it might be easier to come across gas than it would electricity.
It for sure would.
But you guys are safe. You also have a gas car. So
Yeah.
okay.
I couldn't go just electric.
Yeah.
I'm not that trusting.
And we don't really live in a big metropolitan area. Like we don't live in LA where they have Tesla charging stations every 4 miles,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's not too bad. Like on your normal day-to-day driving, you'll usually be fine. There's been a couple times where like I've gone to Fayetteville, and I'll be like, kind of want to take the car, but I'm kind of stretching it at that point. Like I think Bentonville, I'd have to go all the way up to Bentonville, charge there, like as soon as I get there. And it's got a 350-mile range, but that's if you're not driving like an idiot.
Fair. Yeah.
Which is very hard to do.
Right.
Especially in something like that.
Yeah.
So
Fayetteville's pretty progressive. I'm actually kind of surprised that they don't have any kind of like Tesla stations there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
They do up there in Bentonville, where the money's at, There's one up there. I don't think there's most states Tesla isn't able to sell their vehicles in. Like you basically just order them online.
I don't think, if I understand correctly, Tesla, they don't have any brick and mortar stores. They have certain, I think they might have like service areas, but they're contracted out. They're not specifically Tesla brand. That's what I understand, of course. I'm not an expert, but
they have their own, they have service centers, but there's very few of them. They do have like contracted places to specifically work on them. And they don't have like dealerships, but they do have showrooms in certain places, mostly big cities, things like that. And most of them are like inside malls.
Yeah.
They just have showrooms in malls, and they'll just keep like one of everyone there, just to show it off, and then a couple for some test drives if you want to schedule a test drive or whatever. But that's what we went down to Dallas to look at them.
And ours was in a mall, and then they had the test drivers out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. They're pretty rad though. I recommend them for sure if anybody's looking at an electric vehicle, just because they're fun, and they're very easy, and they're very, very fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like, why not? If you're gonna spend that much money on a vehicle anyway, and you're wanting an electric one, that's the way to go.
I don't know if it's because like they've become like more popular lately, or what, or if Tesla is offering are offering a lot of incentive, but I've noticed that a lot of YouTubers, like big YouTubers lately, I'm a big YouTube watcher.
They're doing like giveaways and stuff.
They all have so many videos like, oh, it's this easy to order a Tesla, and they'll like show how easy it is and stuff, and they're like, it's actually not that expensive, and all of these, and like touring my brand new Tesla, blah blah blah, and things like that. I've noticed there's like an influx of those lately, so I don't know if it's just because they're becoming more popular, or if Tesla's kind of using them to advertise, which is honestly genius.
Probably both.
Yeah.
Probably both.
But
because they're really not. It's really. It is so easy. It's the easiest car I've ever bought, because all I did was go on the website and say, I want this, and they're like, you want us to deliver it to your house? I was like, no, I'll go pick it up. That's fine. They're like, cool. What's the closest spot to you? It's Dallas. Okay, cool. It's here on this day.
Yeah. I've seen and order it. Like, you can pick what color seats you want to have and what special features you want, and it's pretty neat.
Yeah. I was, so when I was like, when when we were looking for another car, I was like, all right, so what am I gonna get here? So we were looking and looking, and I was like, oh man, I could get these new Model 3s are coming out. That'd be cool. Then we went and looked at them, and I was like, this car's garbage. Because in the showrooms, they have them sitting next to, like, the X and the S and, like, you know, the fancier cars. Mm-hmm. And the S is what I wanted. But if I was going to get a Tesla, I was definitely going to get the autopilot for sure, because why not? Mm-hmm. And, like, when you go all out with the S, you're looking at, like, 120 grand. Mm-hmm. And I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not spending that much money on a car. And then I was like, well, I could get a little fancy, get the 2 motors on the 3, and that'd be fine. But when we looked at them, the 3 was so much more streamlined, I guess. Like, everything was more simplified and just not as cool. And it looked like one of those red and yellow play school cars in comparison.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, not about that life. But when
you shouldn't have looked at the best one.
Well,
that was I said.
Yeah,
I was
you shouldn't have looked at it. You should have just looked at the price first and been
that's how
like,
they get
nah.
you, man. That's how they get you.
Right.
It's the best sales move ever. But then when we were leaving, I was like, yeah, fuck this, let's go. But the guy was like, hey, you want to drive one? And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. So we scheduled to drive one, and then after I like got on the interstate there in Dallas, she was like, you can get on it a little bit. And I did. And I was like, oh, this is why people buy these things. And I'm glad I did, for sure. It's worth it in the long run. And it's a lot fancier than I thought it would be. We get updates on it all the time. Now you can like make music, like you can
you can play karaoke in it.
Yeah, there's karaoke now.
Yeah, there's
it's
also
crazy.
like a weird like sexy fireplace mode where it like
my goodness.
plays romantic music.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and
it
like
blows warm
heat.
air from
Yeah.
like where the screen is showing like a fire, and it blows warm air from there.
Elon Musk wants you to get down.
Yeah, I
telling
guess
you.
so.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He's got it figured out. But it's cool. It's a lot of fun.
Does it have the air cooled seats, like the cold?
It doesn't have air cooled.
Oh my gosh, my my friend got a brand new vehicle, and I was just sitting there talking to her, and all of a sudden, I swear, I thought I had peed my pants in her car. I was just sitting there. I was like, "Oh no, what have I done?" And it was just the air cooled seats, but for some reason. Cold air really feels like you've pissed yourself in someone's brand new vehicle. It was horrible and horrifying. So but they were really nice once I figured out that I wasn't destroying anything.
Yeah,
It was super nice.
Those are really, the air cooled is pretty fancy.
Yeah, that it was pretty fancy. I had never even heard of it before. This was a couple years ago. It was a brand new Durango. So
yeah,
but it was nice. This is nice technology.
Yeah, they're definitely cool, especially here in the middle of summer.
Yes,
they're pretty great.
Gosh,
but I think if I had to choose, I would take heaters all day, every day. In comparison.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm hot natured. I'm always hot. So
really?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the exact opposite. I don't know. I don't know if I could live that life.
Yeah, I'm always warm. So.
But you're a bigger fan of the desert.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, at night the desert is very, very cold.
Yeah, that's true. So. So other than the sandy dunes in Colorado, what other desert places have you been to?
I've been to Arizona. I've been to Sedona. My mother-in-law used to live there, so visited around there. Driven through New Mexico and driven through Texas on the way to LA. So
yeah, that's pretty deserty. My only experience with the desert was Phoenix in July.
Oh man!
And I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, that sounds like not a great time.
Yeah, I was there just hanging out for like 4 or 5 days, and it was the worst.
That sounds like a horrible time. Just decide you want to hang out in Phoenix in the middle of July.
It was really dumb.
That's terrible.
It was very dumb.
Oh, man.
Turns out I'm not a fan of the desert.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't base your opinion of the desert on that alone. You should go to Sedona.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's like canyons and stuff, and they actually have this beautiful area that has lots of water and like a natural water slide. You slide down the rocks, and it's really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. That would be way better. Phoenix doesn't have much going for it, I don't think.
I've never been to Phoenix, but I know about Phoenix. I feel like there's not much to do outdoors anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like most of the draw is all of the cool things that you can do inside.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I guess there's that, but I don't really want to travel somewhere to be inside.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, especially...
I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when I get, hotels in places, like, I just want to sleep there. I just want to take a shower and sleep there and then leave.
Yeah.
Because if I was going to stay in a hotel, I'd just stay in Arkansas, Never understood that about people. They travel to different places and then just stay in the hotel the whole time.
Sometimes I get a lazy streak on stuff like that.
Are you there for work or just for fun, though?
It depends.
Like, if you're forced to go different places all the time, I can totally see that.
It depends. Like,
but
what? I don't know. It's doing it for work is different.
Yeah.
Because then you don't normally have as much time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But even sometimes, like on trips and stuff, like I'll catch a lazy streak and be like, okay, this is some chill time, because there's not really a whole lot of it when things are in full swing.
Yeah.
Just because of everything I've got going on, but so I'll get, like, sometimes on trips, like fun trips, I'll just get a lazy streak and just want to chill a lot. But usually I'll try to plan, like, just that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just going here to just, like, get away and just do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the goal.
Well, that's fair. But I'm not going to travel to Colorado and stay in the hotel room probably for a long time.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much what we did.
Unless I guess, but I mean, if that's what you're going for, then that's fine.
Yeah, we were high a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. I
can totally see that.
Yeah.
I can totally see that. I was on a mission.
Yeah.
I'm in full support of marijuana, but I don't smoke.
Our goal was to get very high and eat some good food, and that's pretty much what we did.
Yeah, hey. We ate pizza like every day.
Man, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why you were going. You weren't going to see the sights. And
right.
stuff.
Right.
You were going to.
There's times and places for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I'm just so eager to get out of Arkansas. I don't get like a lot of opportunity to see anything differently, or to see anything different. So when I get the opportunity, I'm like,
what's been your favorite places so far that you have gone?
Well, like I said, I really love Colorado. I like the beaches of LA. I like the hustle and bustle of LA in very short bursts, but I feel like I wouldn't want to live there at all. It's just not
there's way too much going on in that place.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to living in California, but I wouldn't want to live like in LA or anything. I like the access and like all of the art and like people that appreciate that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I like that, but there are just so many other places that appreciate that now. Like, Little Rock is getting really, really, really cool in the last 10 years, and the art scene is like really blown up, I feel like.
Yeah, so, I think it's on a good trend, you know what I mean?
And even Hot Springs, like, they have a huge burlesque scene and a lot of tattoo artists and stuff that I really like, and that's really cool.
Yeah, we had the ladies from Lewd Review in here a little while back, and they were really rad.
Yeah.
And they do shows everywhere all the time. They said they do at least something a month.
Yeah, that's really cool.
They keep it going pretty good. And yeah, I was reading something somewhere the other day too that said Hot Springs is like turning into one of like a big vacation hotspot like for the U.S., which I was really surprised about.
Yeah, I honestly don't know that much about Hot Springs. My fiance lived there for I think he lived with his grandmother there through high school, but it's got a very like long history with like gangsters and stuff, old school gangsters, and they all stayed in all the hotels in Hot Springs, and hot springs up in Hot Springs.
Right.
And I mean, it's a cool place. I don't know. It doesn't. I like hot springs, but it doesn't really appeal to me that much.
Yeah.
Like just like the brick and mortar part of it, but I really do enjoy the people there.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I follow some of the burlesque scene up there, and I have a tattoo artist friend up there, and then my friend Kaylee, who I shoot all the time, is she also lives up there. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Like, all the times I've been in hot springs, it's usually for some kind of event.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I'll spend a little time, wandering around. And then I'm like, okay, well, that was everything
fun.
to see.
Bye.
So,
yeah. I mean, it's cool to, like, see the hot springs and stuff, but...
I've also never...
Shrug.
Yeah. I understand, like, the appeal, but, like... I don't know, sitting in a big hot spring with, like, a bunch of other people is strange to me. And to be honest with you, like, all their, like, bathhouses and stuff, I've never had, like, a super great massage there.
Yeah.
As like, like, big into it as they are. Like, yeah.
I've literally never even done any of that. Yeah. I like to just walk up and, this water is warm. I'm going to touch it. Ow, it's too hot. But, and the smoke... or can make some cool pictures, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, the only reason I go to hot springs is just for the people and to shoot the people there. I mean, they've got some cool backgrounds and stuff, but as far as socially or going there for fun, it doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an old person place to go.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I was so surprised. Like, hot springs of all places
is kind of ironic because of the huge, like, art scene I feel like they have up there.
That is true.
So I guess,
especially like a lot, like the burlesque.
Yeah, it's so big up there. Yeah, so
yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Have you been to the horse races up there?
My grandfather was really into that when I was little, but I didn't. I went a couple of times, but I was a little kid, and I was like, no, they're beating the horses. But not really my thing either.
Yeah. I haven't been. I was supposed to go once, and we were super hungover.
Yeah, we were supposed to. When were we going? Was it a party or like birthday or something?
I think it was Ryan and Brooke's birthday a couple years back.
And then we woke up and
I don't even remember what we did that night.
And it's
before.
very loud, so you guys would probably.
Yeah,
I think we made the right choice.
To me, it's like the NASCAR joke, like they're making a left turn. They're making another left turn. Like, I feel like it's the same thing, but with horses. And I'm like, well, I would probably rather see cars.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, that's like more exciting.
Yeah, they're a little faster.
Neither one of them seem very exciting to me, but like if I was going to choose. I feel like they're the same sport, just.
Yeah.
One is horsepower and one's literally horsepower.
Different time periods of the same sport.
Yes.
Maybe if you gave them, like, jousting sticks.
Yes, a dad joke. It's fine. It just slipped out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I do like the gambling aspect, though.
Yeah.
I like the idea of, I like gambling anyway, especially if I'm, I can win. I
went, because I think that it's, like, Oaklawn, and then attached to it is, like, the little casino, like, the little mini casino or whatever. Yeah. And I actually went and spent a little time in the casino just for fun. I took like $75 or something, like nothing big, but less than $100. I went in there and just like didn't even expect to win anything, just to have fun or whatever. And I left with like $150.
Nice.
So but it was fun. I don't know.
I like gambling. It's a good time.
It's so stressful.
Really?
To me, yeah. I just no. I like for sure stuff. Usually. Yeah. I like to be able to figure out, know that I can do everything I can humanly possible to make things work out.
Do you?
Does that make sense?
Do you like me?
Do you like card games? Do you like? Were you playing like?
I honestly played blackjack
machines?
Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blackjack's a tough one.
Yeah. The girl on the screen with like her boobs hanging out, and she's like, she's shaking her boobs.
Yeah,
would you like to do this again?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
I have $3, ma'am. Sure, let's go.
Right. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to a casino. I was always like, we went for somebody's birthday one year, and we went to Tunica.
Oh.
And I was very
I feel like that's old
underwhelmed.
people central.
Yeah. Like, the casinos weren't that great. The food wasn't that great. Nothing was that great. I was like, yeah, this is a lot of old people.
I feel like since they're like on the state line or whatever, that's where a lot of people go, so they feel like they don't have to try very hard because it's people's like closest resort.
Maybe.
Sort of, you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
I don't know, I could be wrong. Sometimes I just say things, but it makes sense to me.
It makes a lot of sense. Like, where else you gonna go?
Right. So we're just gonna give you shitty service.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Go somewhere else?
Right. No, you're old. You already almost died getting here.
Yeah.
You're not going to go 2 hours down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. That's probably why I was so underwhelmed.
Yeah. I feel like if you want to gamble, Vegas is a good place to go. And tickets out there are actually decently priced.
I haven't ever spent any time in Vegas, to be honest with you.
I went to Vegas, but not... It was kind of like a passing through thing. It was very... We just kind of walked around with a beer, just, you know, we didn't get shit-faced or anything, and we really didn't gamble, but I just wanted to see all the street shows and the dancers and stuff and people performing and things like that. I thought that was really cool. And I remember it because I wasn't plastered, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm not a huge gambler, so we didn't really gamble, but I feel like that would be a really great experience if you like gambling.
Yeah, that's
to
probably
go to
a way
Vegas.
spot,
Yeah. And they bring around free drinks to you and stuff, and so
which helps the gambling.
Oh yeah, of course. They definitely make their money back on that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Grey Goose is Tito's.
Yeah. Yeah. They have a lot of cool like art exhibits out there a lot too. I think, what's his name? Tim Burton has one out there now.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I love Tim Burton.
Like a lot of, like, old school Vegas neon.
Oh,
like, it's supposed to be really, really rad. I kind of would like to check that out.
We had a very limited time there. I think it was when we were, like, going to LA to see my fiance's family. But, so we really only spent like probably 5 or 6 hours there. We could have easily made an entire trip out of it, but you know, just like for passing through. Yeah.
Long layover thing. Oh, were you guys driving through?
Yeah, we drove.
Okay,
yeah, we drove.
Yeah. Ooh, man, that's a long drive.
Yeah, that's when we learned we really like each other, and it's not just fake. You know what I mean?
Tough.
Like this is real.
Yeah.
We didn't murder each other. Look, we must be in love.
Yeah,
okay, that was the test.
For sure.
Yeah. It's very hard for me to handle certain people. Like.
Yeah, in such a small confined space.
Yeah,
for
you
so
can't get
long.
away.
Yeah, that's
but
rough.
yeah, it worked out. It was really good. So
I hate driving anywhere.
I really love driving. Like I said, I just do it for fun sometimes to try to find potential shoot locations. I don't know. And driving to places, there were a couple of times where we were driving through like the desert or somewhere, and we saw a sign for something and we were like, oh, that looks cool. Let's go there instead. And so, you know, we would just turn off and go there, and it ended up being way cooler than anywhere we would have just planned.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I guess it's the spontaneity of it, I guess, or the option.
I'm about the destination, not the trip, you know? Which probably isn't the way to be. But I'm just oh my God, I'm just ready to be there.
When I'm really tired, I'm all about the destination. Yeah. But no, I really like the trip there. I'm a very much, you know, the trip along the way person, even with things that don't involve.
How long is that trip all the way to LA from here?
Oh, Lord.
20-something hours probably?
Yeah, something like that. It took us a good 2 days. But he also drives very fast.
Yeah.
We drive very fast, and we probably stayed up a little bit later than we really should have, but we also stopped and looked at things too, so
yeah.
But it wasn't really that bad because, like I said, we weren't going there for something specific. We were just there to, you know.
Sometimes I think it would be like, you remember, or like when you're watching movies from, my chest is so fucking full of bubbles. I cannot quit burping. Like in like the movies from like the 50s, 60s, 70s, anytime someone was on the interstate driving somewhere, there was always cool, or you hear stories all the time about people driving on the interstate and like cool turnoffs and stuff like that. But I feel like it's so much harder to find these days.
Yeah, it really is, because when we were on the interstate a lot of the time. We went down Route 66 for a little while, and you see cool things, but you kind of need to plan out what major highways you would rather go on to try to find things, rather than just staying on I-40 the whole time.
Yeah,
because you can literally just stay on I-40 the entire time all the way to California and not get off of it, and
yeah,
it's just,
and probably not see
boring.
anything
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I mean, like, you can see some landscape and things like that, but
for a little while.
in Texas, when you go through Texas, you can see the gigantic windmills, like thousands of them, and I mean that looks cool.
Sure.
And things like that. Like, you see things, but you don't like see cool things.
Right. Not
like
something you're
really,
gonna
really
stop
cool
and check out and
things,
be
yeah.
like, this is cool, this is rad. Glad
So
we found this.
I think that's what we kind of did. We just kind of like, well, we're gonna get off on Route 66 and go down for 200 miles down this road, and then get back on the freeway, and so that was several years ago. So my memory's a little.
I'm trying to think of like some of the, like, even we were going to Kansas City a couple years back, and like there was a couple like attraction signs going up through the Ozarks there, but like nothing really that, like, zip line here, like,
Meh.
I'm not gonna stop and do that. Or giant candy store here, like the world's largest, or the U.S. largest candy store or something. I'm like, okay.
A lot of like tourist traps are just like BS to me. Like, I really don't care about any of that. There are a lot of tourist traps in Arkansas that are just bull, that are just crap.
Yeah.
And there are so many beautiful things to see here, but they choose to like entrap these people in these horrible like tourist traps, when they could be seeing this beautiful, majestic,
I think
anything.
some of those are probably more out of the way though, right? Like Pinnacle or like Petty Jean. They're a little bit more out of the way if you're just driving through,
I guess from the interstate, you just get off at Morrilton.
Yeah.
If you're already going through, you get off I-40, and it only takes about maybe 30 minutes to get to Petty Jean. So, I mean, it's not that far.
I don't know. If I'm driving even, let's say, just Dallas to Memphis, right? Well, I would be going, let's say Tulsa, right, to Memphis, and I'm coming through, and they're like, okay, well, right here there's a cool little, spot to check out. Get off 30 minutes there, hang out for an hour, 30 minutes. I'm like, that's 2 hours. Let's just go to Memphis and just have some barbecue for 2 hours.
That's fair. But if you're staying around the area, you're not going all the way through.
Well, who's staying in Morrilton?
That's fair. But I mean, Little Rock. Little Rock is like 40 minutes away from Morrilton.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
Believe me, I'm actually from Morrilton.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, isn't that, yeah. That's,
Poor
yeah,
thing.
people.
Why is Morrilton so bad?
A lot of.
There's nothing there.
I have lots of things I can say about that. Let's just say I've learned over the years that a lot of people in Morrilton know who I am, but not in a good way. When I was 18.
Oh.
No, not like that. Not like that.
Ooh.
No, when I was like 18, 19, I was doing boudoir and things like that. And a lot of people, it got a lot of attention because a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah.
There. It's
Well,
a very small, very, very like small town, and very religious and etc. And at that time, like 10 years ago, like doing boudoir and like model shoots and stuff was not accepted at all like it is now.
Yeah. It wasn't art then. It was just
right. They're like,
soft
oh my
porn.
gosh, you have my kid in pornography.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
She's literally wearing a nightgown. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. No, it was bad, but funnily, like, no one ever, well, a couple people did, but no one ever really, like, messaged me directly about it. And the only reason I know about it now is because, you know, people will be like, oh, yeah, I know you because you did photography in Morrilton. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I have no idea who you are. And we're, like, in Walmart, and it's 10 years later. And I don't mind it. It's flattering, but also I'm like, oh, I had no idea. And they're like, oh, yeah, my mom freaked out and told me I could never shoot with you because you did porn. Like, I've literally never shot porn.
Porn photographer.
Yes. I'm like, your kid's 24.
Oh, my God.
She's wearing a one-piece bathing suit, bro. It's okay.
Oh
That equals porn, though, in Morrilton sometimes. I think it's gotten a little bit more progressive as, like, my generation has grown up and, like, the really old, crabby generation has died.
Yeah.
So it's gotten better. Like, they have a coffee shop there now that's actually really good, and, like, they have a couple other photographers there that I really like and admire that, you know, do some of the boudoir stuff and are really talented. So, I mean, there's hope, but I'll never move there.
Yeah,
again.
Nobody should.
No.
Nobody should.
Yeah.
Nobody should just move there.
Blooming metropolis is Morrilton. Yeah,
It's
that's
people
it.
people that just already live there go there. That's it.
Right. My parents live there. They have a cute little house, and so
My friend that lives in Denver now, his parents, they live there. He's from there.
I mean, like, I feel like it's fine if you never, like, need to go out.
If you hate people or yourself.
Yeah.
I guess you
This
get.
sounds delightful.
I guess
Yeah.
you got Petty Jean right there though, so that's cool.
Yeah, there are places, like, out in the, like, I have farm animals, so, like, I would want to live on a place with a lot of land anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be outside of city limits. So,
What kind of farm animals you got?
I have a couple goats,
Okay.
and I have chickens and ducks.
Nice.
Yeah.
You get eggs from your ducks?
Yes, actually. Most of the time I let them, like, hatch them, though, because baby ducks are the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
They're so cute.
Ducks walking is just cute. in
Dude,
general.
they, every day, they hear me open the door, and they just waddle.
Yeah.
They just run to me, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but it makes me so happy in my heart.
Yeah, you can tell that animal wasn't really
Cute.
made for land.
No, they're so funny though. We don't really live, like, in the country. We live out of city limits, so we're able to have whatever animals we want.
Mm-hmm.
But we do essentially live in a neighborhood, but we've got about an acre that's privacy fenced in, and so that's where all the animals stay, except for the ducks. I've just kind of started letting the ducks, like, go in the front yard and the backyard, and sometimes they'll kind of stray to the neighbors. And I was really worried about it at first, but then my fiance actually saw our neighbor with a bag of duck food. And so all of our neighbors have bought duck food.
Nice.
And, like, just started feeding them and stuff, and they all love them. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, you guys can just run around, I guess. And I heard someone talking the other day, and I looked over, and our neighbor was just talking to the ducks and throwing it food. And
Well, the good thing about that, like ducks and chickens, they're gonna keep everything out of your yard.
literally, I swear, Arkansas is the worst place for mosquitoes and fleas. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
fleas. You can be the cleanest person on the entire earth and then still get your house infested with fleas if you're not careful, because they're just so bad here. If you have a dog that goes in and out, like, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a single flea on any of my animals in my house.
Yeah, you probably won't. Not
No.
with those. Not
And-
with ducks and
Yeah.
chickens.
And
for
we
sure.
have, like, 30 chickens and, like, 15 ducks. So,
Oh,
and they
shit.
all just free range everywhere. So, like, it's not like they're in a cage. They eat everything.
Yeah. They
So that's
will.
pretty cool. Yeah.
My folks had a small coop of chickens, maybe 12, 15, something like that. And yeah, they kept the yard so clean. Everything, bugs, any bug you
Yeah.
can think of, you couldn't find it.
And I'm not against, like, eating meat or animals.
Mhm.
But people ask me all the time, "Well, are you going to eat your chickens?" Like, no, I can't. I treat them like my friends. I go out and I talk to them and I feed them and give them treats. And, like, I can't imagine being like, all right, I named you and I've taken care of you for 2 years, and now you're in this soup.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. Yeah. Like, I want to get a pig next. And people are like, the only reason to have a pig is so you can kill it and eat it for bacon.
They say pigs are better than dogs.
I think they're very cute and they're very sweet.
Yeah.
And I would like to have one just as a friend. It'll be an outside pig. But they also help with things like, I always feel better when I have extra food and stuff. I feel better giving it to an animal to eat rather than throwing it away.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. That makes sense to me. It makes me feel less wasteful.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's cut down on a lot of trash between goats and chickens and stuff. Obviously, there are some things that they can't eat, but for the most part, you know, they get lots of scraps that they love and enjoy. And
yeah.
They're happy. And I play with them.
Do you eat your chicken eggs?
Yeah. We have a couple of fancy chickens that we're going to use their eggs to hatch more because they're called silkies. I don't know if you're familiar, but they're those chickens that you see that look insane that they don't really have feathers, they have puffs. They have puffy hair. Yeah. They have little afros. Yeah, and then some of them
and the hairy feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of them, I think they call them showgirls. They have the puffy hair, but their neck is completely like hairless. And it looks like a weird penis.
My
look up showgirls.
My folks had
Showgirls, so
two of those at one time. I don't think they still do. I think they're gone now, but they were
they're very tame also. They'll like literally just come up and lay down and fall asleep.
I have never seen these things before. What the shit?
My favorite. They're so preposterous. I love. Look at that one.
Holy fuck. That is terrifying.
Yes, I love it. I love terrifying things. I'm on this kick where I really want to get 2 goats, and I want 2 black goats, a girl and a boy, and I want the boy to have like those big dramatic black horns, and I want to name the girl Marilyn and the boy Manson.
Nice. Nice. Do you let your goats just run around?
Yeah, they get the free range of the whole acre fenced in.
Do they fuck your shit up?
Actually, no. There's not really a lot of stuff to fuck up out there. The worst thing that they've done is they try to jump on everything, and they've crushed a couple of like chicken coop, like the roofs. They've damaged those. But other than that, they really don't chew on things like you hear. Well, mine don't chew on things like you hear about. They just destroy things by jumping on them, which could be easily remedied. I just am lazy.
I worked cutting metal at a high school for a little while. And I worked with a guy, and his parents had goats, and he was like, the secret is you got to build them something so that they can climb on, because they're gonna climb on shit. And like they had so many broken windshields. I don't think any of them had a vehicle without a broken windshield.
That's terrible.
Because the goats just climbing on cars and shit.
Well, like the bigger goats and like the milking goats and stuff, I think they're a little bit more rambunctious, or maybe I just have like pretty chill goats, but I have like the smaller goats, and so they don't really, like I said, they're pretty chill. They don't really destroy anything. They're very loud though. Like when they hear my alarm go off in the morning, they'll go to my deck and they'll look directly into my master bedroom window, and if they see me move, they'll start screaming. And they sound like a newborn baby crying. And so I can only imagine before people figured out that they're fucking goats. Like, they're like, oh, there's a small newborn baby outside screaming all the time.
No,
like,
that's too intense.
Yeah,
too much.
but, you know, once you, like, give them their food, they're quiet.
Sure.
But
they're happy then.
Yeah, but they definitely tell you when they want something.
How many of them you got?
Just 2. Just 2 for now, yeah.
Chickens, goats, ducks. That's it? That's
outside.
Your farm?
Yes. I used to have quail.
Yeah.
A raccoon stuck its hand into their cage and ate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most unfortunate thing. I'd
Those
never
guys are
thought about
tricky.
that. Never thought about that.
Yeah. Raccoons.
They have hands. Little trash pandas have hands.
They do, man.
And apparently they like quail.
And it's so they like anything they can eat. They'll eat garbage.
Yeah.
They're
Trash pandas.
crazy.
They're so cute though.
They do have weird hands.
Yeah. It's weird when things have thumbs.
Yeah. My buddy used to have one that he kept.
Yeah.
He got it when it was really young. And also, it would wash its food.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would go in his like bathroom sink and turn his water on and like wash its food.
There's this video that always really hurts my feelings for some reason, I think they made into a GIF that I've seen several times too. And it's this guy, he hands this raccoon cotton candy, and he tries to wash it off in the water, and it just disappears.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I've seen that video. Yeah.
It hurts my feelings every time I see it. I don't know why. I'm like, this is so mean.
That's pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible. Because I'm sure if that raccoon could taste that cotton candy, he would be so stoked.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Man.
Somebody said it was something about their saliva glands, the reason that they rinse off all their food.
That's
I'm
a
gonna
fact.
look that up.
That's a fact that I do not know about.
I think it's just hearsay. I'm kind of curious now.
People hate possums, but and granted they are very scary.
Yeah.
But my acquaintance in high school, someone ran over a mama possum, and she managed to save one of the little babies and had it for a long time. And I saw it a couple of times, and it was actually very sweet and very cute. It would like hang off of your arm with its tail and stuff, and
yeah,
it was very cute. Yeah, it's like a gigantic rat. It was adorable. I guess that's also a matter of opinion if rats are adorable, but
yeah, I think
oh, why did raccoons wash their food?
So it says here that it's ingrained in their behavior, but there was a theory that they didn't have like salivary glands, but apparently they have very normal ones.
oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
I knew it sounded fake.
Yeah. And so their sense of touch is their strongest sense, and perhaps raccoons wet their food to somehow feel its texture better.
That would make sense, yeah.
Well, it seems like if a raccoon's eating dog food and it's like getting it wet, you're getting way worse texture. But I guess it's easier to chew, probably.
Yeah, faster to eat for when they have to run away from people screaming at them.
Yeah.
Or dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
My cat, I have a polydactyl cat. He has extra toes. They call him Hemingway cats. He's pretty cute.
Extra toes.
Yeah, he's got like a whole paw plus 2 extra toes. He's got like a paw and a half. It's very adorable.
What?
Yeah. He doesn't really, it's not very like, he doesn't have a lot of dexterity in them. I don't really think he can use them that much, but he sure uses them to slap people or other animals. It literally sounds like a human slapping something, but it's very cute.
You got a 7-toed cat?
Yes. Well, yeah.
I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, it's very cute, yeah. Polydactyl right there. Oh, yeah. Polydactyl cats.
I don't... What's the toes for?
I mean, it's just like a mutation.
Is this common?
It's not horribly uncommon.
Is it a specific... Whoa!
See, look at their little... Yeah, that's exactly what... Like, yeah. That's exactly what his little feet look like. His little feetsies.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Is it just certain breeds? There's
No.
several breeds right there.
Yeah,
huh?
it's all of them. It's just like some sort of genetic mutation. They call them Hemingway cats because apparently Hemingway really, really was obsessed with them and would collect them.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's like, ooh, these have lots of toes. I like them. I guess.
I have never heard of this before. I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, but it lets them like slap the shit out of the other cats though. You'd be
Oh,
surprised what like 2 extra toes.
Yeah.
Just like the dog never would dream of messing with him because
So-
he could just like KO him.
A lot more surface
Yeah,
space there.
I guess so. It's very cute.
See if you can find out what causes that. If it's, I mean, I'm guessing it's some sort of gene, but
Yeah, I think it's just like a genetic mutation.
I'm very curious now. That looks so strange. It's
Yeah.
like mittens. He's got mittens
Yeah.
instead of a little paw.
He is very cute though.
I'm curious how common this is too, because
There's probably a percentage.
I've never heard of this.
Some polydactyl occurs by mutations.
Says it can be inherited as an autosomal dominant fashion, caused by a mutation in ZRS, as if we know that what that means.
A genetic enhancer that regulates expression of some sort of gene in the limb. Huh. Interesting. See if there's something in there that says how common it is.
History and full. I feel like that should be under occurrence.
Breeding, genetics.
Yeah, look, a polydactyl is spontaneous complex variation. Blah 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 blah.
Strange.
But yeah, he's cute.
Did you know when you got him that he had that many toes, or was that just like a fancy surprise?
A friend, my fiance's boss, got this cat, saved him out of the Chick-fil-A parking lot in Conway, and sweetest cat ever. But I guess, I don't know, they just decided they didn't want a cat, and so we took him. He just had lots of toes. Nice. I'm not sure if they even like realized that he had a lot of toes. Honestly, they weren't really. I feel like they hadn't had a lot of cats. So I honestly don't think they noticed. But yeah, that's fun.
It's definitely strange. I'd never heard of that. So you got a whole zoo then. What else you got?
I have a little dog.
What kind of dog you got?
It's a Papillon Chihuahua mix.
Ooh.
It was a rescue. I basically don't even have a dog though. He's just like a cat. All he does is lay around. He just conveniently goes outside to use the restroom, but that's really the only way that he differs from a cat. He just sleeps. It's fine. I love him to death.
That's good.
But yeah,
that's not a bad dog to have.
No. But I'm casually looking for like a real dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Is it protective?
Like if my fiance are joking around and we're like, hitting each other or something, he'll like bark, but he won't really, he'll cry and then get between us and lay down. So I would say no, but yes, he's concerned, but not protective.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Fox. His name is Fox. He looks like a fox.
What kind of dog are you looking for?
I don't know. I really love little pibbles.
Yeah.
Little pit bulls. Love them. They're the sweetest dogs.
Yeah. They get a bad rap too.
They really do. It's ridiculous, but Yeah. They're my favorite.
Yeah. Just aesthetically, or
I really do love
history?
the way they look. I really like bulldogs too, and their faces. I like big blockheads. I think it's very adorable. But
I'm with you there.
I knew someone that bred pit bulls, and I just saw firsthand how sweet they were. And I've known a lot of people that have had them, and they have such like a motherly instinct, even the boy dogs, and they're just so sweet and caring. And but they'll play with you if you want. But then they'll also just like cuddle and do nothing. And I just love that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And as much as I hate the stigma, people are afraid of them. So I feel like people won't fuck with me, which is also cool. Or my property, which is also cool. Yeah. I hate that stigma, but also people will leave me alone.
Maybe. Maybe. I've never come across a pit bull that intimidated me.
Me either. But.
I mean, I realize that there's a lot of people that freak out, but there's a lot of people that'll freak out about a lab, like the friendliest dog ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Some people are just freak out.
I'm
about
way
dogs.
more horrified of a Chihuahua than I would be of a pit bull, honestly, because I've met lots of real mean Chihuahuas. Yeah. No offense. I do like them, but
they usually
there's a lot of them that are very.
Buster's not a Chihuahua, so it's
he's
okay.
Not?
No,
he's
is he a mini pin?
Yes.
Mini pin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's very dark in here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
He's a mini pin.
It's everybody's just like,
he's
is that
very,
your Chihuahua?
He's small.
very skinny.
He's a ride
like
for
sleek.
sure.
He's very small.
Yeah, he's very sleek.
He's small boy.
He's adorable.
He's very
He's got long
little.
legs though. I should have noticed.
Yeah.
I should have noticed.
Yeah.
He's mini pin.
I'm very quick to correct people because everybody's like, yeah, I hate Chihuahuas. No offense. I mean, yours is kind of cool. I'm like, he's not a Chihuahua. That's why he's kind of cool.
Yeah.
No, it's I mean, it's an honest mistake. He's small. He's got the pointy ears. Like it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Honestly, a lot of small dogs, I'm way more. I mean, I'm not scared of dogs at all, not even a little bit. But I'm way more wary of a small dog than I am large dogs. Most
The
of
only
the time
I've ever been like I'm in trouble was a holy fuck, a Doberman.
Oh, dude.
But it's because there was two of them.
Oh, yeah.
One of them I was like, I can take you, dog. Like, come on, I got you. But then when the other one came around the corner, I was like, ooh, fuck this.
For some reason, dogs with like really pointy and dark faces with like dark eyes are just way scarier.
Yeah.
Like, I love like Malinois. I think they're basically they look kind of like German shepherds, but they're all black. Like, everything on them is just like completely black. And something about like the pointy face and it just being so dark is so much more scary. Yeah. Like, they'll murder you. Like, you're gonna get your face ripped off. But I kind of like them because of that.
A lot of like a
scary
lot
death dogs.
A lot of villains in you know, a lot of stories, movies,
yeah,
books, everything. They have similar features. Mm-hmm. Very dark, very pointy, very. So I'm sure that's some kind of biological thing.
Yeah, and I mean, they're meant to be intimidating. I mean, that's usually why people have, you know, German shepherds and stuff, because they you know, are supposed to be protection dogs, which I'm also not against.
Yeah, so, guard dogs.
Yeah.
That's what those Doberman that I came across, that's what they were, specifically.
Yeah.
I was like, one of you, yeah, two of you.
Yeah.
This could get rough.
Yeah, that sounds kind of scary.
Yeah. I didn't realize until she was telling me that the min pins aren't of the, like, Doberman breed at all.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
They're weenie dogs. Mm-hmm. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't put those two breeds together in any way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably because they look like them. They're small and sleek and cute. They do look similar, just smaller. Yeah, and they cheated. Like, they just
sausagier.
Yeah, sausagier. The dog looks like a dick.
Yeah, yeah. Usually when I think of like weenie dogs, Dachshunds, just like big, lazy. You know, way overeating, just laying around. Sausage dogs, you know?
Sausage dogs.
A lot of real noisy. At least that's been my experience with all of them.
A lot of small dogs are very noisy.
That is true.
I sound like I hate dogs. I really love dogs.
Yeah, no, dogs are great. They're the best.
Very loud. Small dogs are very loud.
They can be.
Yeah.
For sure. The three of ours, we've been listening to them almost this whole podcast, so.
It's so cute, though.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're the exact opposite.
Sometimes they're not very cute.
Yeah. Yeah. When they're jumping on people, they get very excited.
Yeah. You love them, but you're also like, I wish you would just chill out or like not be this way right now.
Yeah.
Be some other way now, please.
Yeah.
I need to give you a doggy Xanax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Little Randy Travis, he'll eat. And then he'll drink so much water until he makes himself sick.
Oh, yeah.
So then he's just throwing up everywhere. And I'm like, oh, my God.
And that's his life. Like, he does it, like, every day.
Yeah,
We're
he
like,
does
when
it
are
all
you
the
going
time.
to learn?
You're going to learn that this is not acceptable.
Does not work.
Yeah, dude, put these two things together. Like, just chill out when you're doing this, and it won't happen.
They make those little bowls that have the zigzags in them. So it's, like, takes the dogs longer to eat. But that doesn't help with water.
No. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Not the food issue. It's literally the water issue.
Yeah.
He just and you can't like limit a dog's water.
Right? Like, yeah.
So
this is just
that's a bad predicament.
This is terrible. This is our life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time, like, I'll hear him, he'll be over there at his water just for like a solid 2 minutes, and I'm like, dude, that's plenty. Like,
you're going to explode.
your stomach, I know at this point, has stretched to its maximum. I'm gonna have to chase you around because there's gonna be puke somewhere.
Oh no.
He's the worst. He's the worst. He's the only one that does it too. They all have issues though. Yeah. Little Red, he's got he's allergic to everything.
Yes, yeah. So you have to wear socks.
You have to buy him like the really expensive food too, like that has nothing in it.
No, we were originally feeding them. I was originally feeding them like some expensive food because if one eats it, they all eat it because they just yeah. And then the vet was like, "You probably don't have to do this. You probably just have to like wipe his feet." And I'm like,
"Oh, so it's like outside allergy,
like,
external allergy, not internal allergy."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that sucks still though.
Yes, because I have to wipe my dog's feet.
Yeah, my friend's yellow lab was allergic to grass.
Oh my God. Which is probably his favorite thing.
Oh, yeah, it's a lab. And, of course, you let him out, and that's the first thing he does is just flop around the grass. But, like, every time he came in, he would have, like, all these little bumps all over his little tummy and stuff. And,
oh, no.
Yeah. I think she just gave him Benadryl, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
So.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Boston Terrier one time, and my mom grew up on like a small little farm, and so she we just went to the feed store and we got some vaccines for him, and she gave them to him, and he puffed up terribly. And that we just gave him some Benadryl, but he was so miserable, that poor little guy.
Oh. I love smush face dogs, but they always have so many problems.
They do.
It makes me sad.
Just bred into them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they are so cute.
They are so cute. Boston Terriers and pugs, and they fart so much because of their inability to breathe correctly. They just take on so much air, and they smell so bad. Yeah. But they're so cute.
And the snores, snoring. Oh my
God. I've taken videos of Red snoring, and it's so loud. He's the loudest snorer. You just hear it on the other side of the room. You're like, yeah.
He's pretty terrible. That dog is so spoiled anyway.
Yes. And he knows it.
He's the worst.
He knows he's spoiled.
They're adorable.
They're terribly great. Some days I'm like, you little fox.
I mean, they're like children.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe worse.
Sometimes, probably.
Yeah.
Because they can't talk. Like, kids can talk at some point and tell you, like, hey, I need this. But sometimes these dogs, I mean, not sometimes, they never talk.
Right.
Yeah, let me clarify, not sometimes.
It's okay. You can tell us. It's fine.
Ooh.
We won't judge you. It's okay.
She might not. Probably all of us other people will. I probably will.
We can talk about this later. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Not on the air.
Off the record.
Yes.
We're good.
Please.
I'm here for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jesus. So tell people how they can see more of your photography. Where can they find you at?
I have a Facebook page. It's just Hayley Fugatt Photography. If you just look up Fugatt in the search bar on Facebook, I'll probably be like the only person that pops up because it's really weird.
That is a different name. Yeah. Where's that from? You know?
I think if I recall correctly, German. And I don't know.
Yeah, some kind of European.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it seems like a European name. Anyway,
Russian. There we go.
Oh,
words. Yes, words came back to me. Yes, German and Russian, if I recall correctly.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So you got your Facebook, got your Instagram.
Yes, my Instagram is just at my first and last name, Hayley Fugatt.
Nice. You got anything cool coming up?
No. I'm looking. I have a couple projects in mind, and I'm kind of casually looking for dedicated creatives to work with, models and hairstylists and makeup artists. So,
nice.
Just throwing that out there. You can reach me on any of these platforms.
Yeah.
If you're interested.
Well, thanks again for coming.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
It was a good time.
Thanks for putting up with my awkwardness.
You weren't awkward.
Oh, okay, cool.
I didn't think so.
That's the first time I've ever heard that in my whole life.
Really?
Yeah. Hooray!
No, I thought you did great.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Well, thanks so much for having me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And check everything out, guys. You know where to find all our shit. Now you know where to find her shit. Check out the links we got. And we'll see you next time. Later.